Hello everyone and welcome to another UFC review. This is for UFC 202 held in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And let's not waste any time at all, let's get right into it. So we start off with the thrilling card as always. We had a pretty decent fight to start off. In the bantamweight division, Ronda Marcos against Courtney Casey. I believe it was the bantamweight division. Yes, no, it wasn't. It was the strawweight division. My bad. In the strawweight division, we had Ronda Marcos against Courtney Casey in what was a pretty technical grand fight, all things considered. I believe that it's hard to remember much of what happened, but I do remember the ending because it was a good ending. Basically, they were trading some really good positions on the ground. There was this one really awkward position where I believe Ronda almost had her Courtney's back, almost had a rear naked choke, but wasn't able to fully sink it in. So yeah, eventually she did wind up on top, but Courtney, who has a surprisingly good submission game, managed to get a really good armbar, and instead of tapping, Ronda sort of called for the referee to stop. It was a verbal submission, so those always confuse me. It's like, they can't really reach their arms to tap, and they can't really use their legs, because that is an option. If you can't use your arms, just use your feet to tap instead. But yeah, I guess it was just like, oh, my arm really hurts. Could you get to start the fight? I was like, yeah, okay. So it was a good way to start off though. Near the end of the first round, really good armbar finish. Next up, we have Tough 22 alum who. No, he didn't win the season. It was the guy on Team Favor that won that one. Yeah, Artem Lobov, who is a training partner of Conor McGregor, who we'll get to near the end of the video, trust me, against a newcomer named Chris Avila. And Lobov, showed pretty much everything over Avila. Avila is younger and has more explosiveness, but Lobov, showed, he's a very crafty, very sneaky veteran for one thing. For another thing, he's got really underestimated striking power, and for a third thing, despite being quite small, he is one hell of a tank. He can take some punishment, as we saw in the Ultimate Fighter 2. I mean, he's very well known for just taking it and dishing it out just as much. He managed to handle himself really well and got a really good win by unanimous decision. I believe there was some takedowns thrown in there from him. So yeah, it was really good to see Artem fight. I do want to see Avila fight again because I feel like they should give him a chance against someone who's equally as fresh as he is, because he's a newcomer. This is his first fight ever. Oh, pardon me. So, yeah, I think Avila deserves another fight. Give him someone else who is more around his level, I believe. That sounds fair. Next up, we have probably the most boring fight on the card, in my opinion. Raquel Pennington against Elizabeth Phillips. Pennington won by unanimous decision. And to be honest, I don't really remember much of it. I mean, anyone who's watched any of Raquel Pennington's fights knows that she's a scrapper. She can fight her ass off. And she was showing really good wrestling. She had some really good combos going against the cage. She really wasn't able to capitalize on anything, which is a shame considering how well she was doing. But yeah, it was an equally back and forth fight. It wasn't too exciting, but it was good enough. So and also Raquel got another win, which is a plus considering her record now, thanks to that win, is 8-6 with one draw, I think. So she definitely needed that, in my opinion. I hope she keeps racking them up. Next up, we have one of the true young guns in the UFC right now, one of the best prospects in a while, Cody Garbrandt against Takeya Mizugaki. Garbrandt won in 48 seconds with a beautiful TKO finish. He's definitely one of the most underestimated guys on the roster right now, in the bantamweight roster. I mean, not only does he strike with power, but he's a very precise and technical one at that too. He doesn't overexert himself. We saw that in his fight against Tom Almeida not long ago. So yeah, I really like watching Cody fight. I definitely feel, and at the end, he actually called out Dominic Cruz for a title fight. He even said to Dominic Cruz, "I knocked out Takeya faster than you did," which is true. So that's going to be an interesting fight if that happens. I want to see Garbrandt fight Cruz for the belt. I want to see one alpha male guy take the belt from Cruz, because everyone that's tried, pretty much anyone from any camp that's tried to take the belt from Cruz has failed miserably. But yeah, it was a really good performance from Cody. And I do want to see him fight again very soon. So, looking forward to that. And now we move on from the prelim card to the main card, and we're off with a great fight as Tim Means takes on Sabah Homasi, who I hadn't really seen fight before the Ultimate Fighter season 21, which was around about April of 2015. So this is a year and a half ago now. And I didn't really see him in any UFC fights after that. I think he might have been in some fight pass stuff that I wasn't able to view. But by the way, no fight pass fights on in this review. I wasn't able to see any. So yeah. So Sabah Marcy really didn't do well, and Tim Means is one of my favorites. He's been around for a long time. He's making a really good name for himself, especially in the welterweight division now that he's moved up there. Is he a welterweight? I forgot. Hang on. Yes, he is. My bad. Thing is, he used to be a lightweight before, so anyway, he won by a second round TKO. A really good standing TKO as well. Sorry about that delay. There was just some noises, and my mum was just telling me she's going into the shop. Anyway, moving on. I don't know why I told you that thing about my mom. It was kind of irrelevant. Anyway, yeah. So Tim Means, it is a welterweight fight. Did I cover that? I think I did. Who cares? Anyway, Tim Means won by second round TKO, and while I do like the win because he's very well known for finishing opponents standing up, while I don't have any disagreements with it, I did not. I know I felt like Sabah. Okay, there was an incident in the first round where there was an accidental headbutt, and more often than not, those can be quite dazing. Not only did this one daze Sabah Hamasi, but opened a cut in his head and there was like blood pouring down his face. So it was, yeah. I mean, I guess the accidental headbutt. I mean, sometimes accidents happen, and sometimes they do help a fighter win. And what Tim means is more than capable of doing it on his own. I felt like the headbutt was a massive hindrance for Hamasi. I don't think he was given enough of a chance. I would like to see him fight again. If he does lose, if he fights again, I want to see it as much more of a clean one. I mean, it was an accidental headbutt. I mean, there was no malice, no intentional headbutting. So, yeah. But I do want to see Hamasi get a better shot. Once again, look, the same thing with Chris Avila. I want to see him fight someone who's more on his level. So, yeah. Next up, we have one of the best Korean fighters, Hyung Yu Lim, who took on a newcomer named Mike Perry. And Mike Perry, who has an undefeated record, kept it after he knocked out Lim in the first round. Now, considering how tall Lim is for a welterweight, he's very tall for his weight class, and considering just how skilled he is all around, no one really expected this. Perry knocked. Well, for one thing, Perry knocked Lim the hell out. You can't deny that. It was after the third knockdown that the referee finally decided to stop the fight. The first two were really good knockdowns, and especially he just landed a good left hand to the temple, followed by right, and then there was the early uppercut as well, which was actually on replay a hook, which I thought was an uppercut, but still, he managed to land it really well, and he did a really good job. And I want to see Mike Perry fight again soon, and I want to see Lim fight again soon because it was a shame. But it was a really good fight and really good showing from Perry, who I hope fights more soon. Sorry about that. My brother had to show me something kind of hilarious about Donald Trump, because Donald Trump cannot be taken seriously by anyone, not even himself. Anyway, yeah, Mike Perry won by first round knockout, pretty much. Really good. We move on to the next fight as Rick Story takes on Donald Cerrone. And it was kind of a whitewash for Cerrone. He outclassed Story. The first round was kind of half and half, but it was mostly Cerrone in terms of striking. Story was not able to get any takedowns at all, which is a shame because that is his best weapon. He's best known as a wrestler. But then there was it was 2 minutes into the second round, and Cerrone was very much controlling the pace, and then he landed an absolutely brilliant combo, like left to the head, right to the body, left to the head again, then a head kick, then finished it with punches on the ground. What a beautiful combo! I just think Cerrone is so underrated, much like I think Cody Garbrandt is underrated as well. I don't think he gets the love that he deserves, and it was a really good showing from him. And he showed that he can definitely hang with some of the best, including Rick Story, who is also an underrated guy. So yeah, it was a good showing. And it just shows how good Cerrone's technical striking is. So yeah. Next, we move on to the co-main event between Anthony Rumble Johnson and Glover Teixeira. And Anthony Rumble Johnson won in 12 seconds with one punch. Literally just one punch. He did not follow up with other strikes when the referee and like other security people coming around. Teixeira tried to take down Herb Dean, who I believe was the ref for that fight. Holy shit! This is nothing like when McGregor knocked out Aldo. When McGregor knocked out Aldo, that was precise, that was clean, that was technical. It was in 13 seconds as well, so it was just a bit longer. Anthony Rumble Johnson, just pure power, one punch, that's all it took. Oh my god. Teixeira was out like a light. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, it was a really, really good. It just shows the kind of power that Rumble has, and I am getting a lot of gas. So yeah, we're going to move on to the main event right now. And here we go, the main event of the evening, the rematch that a lot of people were waiting for. Luckily, they didn't have to wait as long as most of the rematches. Yes, the rematch between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz. And it was one hell of a fight. I am a bit miffed at the result. However, I can't deny that it was an absolutely brilliant fight because it was. I mean, first, Conor McGregor kind of had the upper hand with, he landed like a couple of knockdowns on Nate. Then Nate was closing out in most of the rounds with great combos. I feel like, okay, McGregor won by majority decision. And in a way, I'm happy with that because a lot of people want to see a third fight. McGregor wants to see a third fight, preferably at lightweight. I want to see a third fight. I don't care what the weight class is, but I feel like lightweight is the best option for both him and Diaz. I just don't think. I'm going to get so much hatred for this, but I don't think at the end of the fight that Conor won. He landed a couple of knockdowns very early on, but like Diaz was just outclassing him, and there was a lot of moments where McGregor was. We saw it in the fight. A lot of people were booing at it. Like McGregor had to regain his energy, and he ran away a lot to the point where Diaz was pointing at him and even flipped him a bird at one point, which I thought was kind of hilarious. So yeah, I'm not overall disappointed with the result, and Conor won. I mean, that's pretty much good for anyone involved, but I don't think he should have. I mean, majority decision, so at least one judge had the sense to call it as a draw. But I don't know. I'm not going to whine too much about it though. It was a really, really good fight. I enjoyed seeing it. I'm going to look forward to the third one whenever the hell that is. So yeah, that's it for UFC 202. Really, really good card. Good card. There we go, my throat's clear. It was a really, really good card. I enjoyed it. The main event was really, really good. Lots and lots of good fights, and Anthony Johnson still a force to be reckoned with even after all this time. He's been in the UFC for a while. So yeah, with that said, I guess I'll see you next time. Well, next week actually. So actually, what is the fight next week? I know there is one next week. Damian Maia versus Carlos Condit. That'll be a good one. So yeah, I will see you later. Take care. Bye bye.